waiting for the Great Pumpkin. No, not quite, but I am waiting for Ozzy Osbourne. Riki Rachtman here, very special, spooky Halloween edition of Countdown to the Ball and Headbangers Ball. And who better to co-host this night's show with us than Ozzy Osbourne. We're going to be hanging out with Ozzy and Ozzy, cruising through the streets of New Orleans, and later on in the show, we're going to be going to one of his concerts, which is happening out here in New Orleans. And if you haven't heard, Ozzy is currently embarked on his farewell tour, which might mean no more tours for Ozzy. We'll see. Also, you probably heard rumors of the Sabbath reunion. All that, we're going to find out. As tonight's Headbangers Ball and Countdown to the Ball is coming to you from New Orleans with Ozzy Osbourne. And right now, let's kick off Countdown to the Ball with video number 10. Out at Cafe Du Monde, eating beignets, which I guess are pretty much like donuts. And there's cops here, so obviously they're a lot like donuts. And you know, not only do the cops in the donut shops, but the cops in the beignet shops, they don't go way-oh like it says in the song. Anyway, we're gonna hook up with Ozzy Osbourne in a little bit. We're gonna be hanging out with him and have some beignets, have some coffee, and now we're gonna go eat Cajun food with Ozzy Osbourne. I'm gonna balloon up nicely during this show. Stay tuned, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and Ozzy Osbourne coming up next. Beignet. Riki Rachtman here. We found kind of a little side street to escape in New Orleans, and I'm here with Ozzy Osbourne. Who more perfect to spend Halloween with?
It's like kind of like a universal lot, isn't it, this place?
It has the whole feeling like the Pirates of the Caribbean, except
it's great.
This is
wonderful.
for real.
I'll tell you what, this is one of the few places in America that has been kept authentic, you know.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
And not to sound weird, but wouldn't you think that New Orleans does have sort of an aura to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got like a real...
In the old days, it used to have a very big aura.
Yeah.
I can remember coming here with Motley Crue tour when we back in 70 Bear or 80 Bear. We had a wild old time down there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be hanging out with Ozzy through the entire show tonight. We're going to be checking out their show live later on. We're going to be going to sound check, goofing around, finding out all sorts of stuff, especially about this so-called last tour. I'm going to tell about
If you believe that.
Anyway, right now it's time for video number 7. We'll be back. Headbangers Ball, Halloween on location. It's Halloween night. Walking through the streets of New Orleans with Ozzy Osbourne, and if anybody says that with my short hair I now look like Butch Patrick, I'm going to sock him. Anyways.
Oh, Butch.
Oh, thanks. We'll forget that one. Anyways, I said a couple shows ago that that New Orleans was really a weird place because it's got like a weird vibe. Do you get the opportunity to travel much? I mean, you're traveling all the time, but do you ever get to go out and see some of the places?
Well, actually, no. I mean, this is the first time I've been out as such in months. I just suddenly get to the hotel and crash, you know.
Yeah. Are there any states that when you're out on the road, you know, you'd like to have more time off? That you really like going back to?
I like to go to New York. I like to go to Chicago, LA. You know, when I get the opportunity, I like to go and see some of the countryside. We just driven through some great stuff, countryside in Montana and around there. You know,
right.
Virginia, beautiful.
And you've been on the bus, so you kind of get the opportunity to see a little bit of it, right?
On the way in here today, we crossed this amazingly long bridge. Went for about 25 miles.
Yeah.
Forever it went.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be hanging out with Ozzy all of tonight. It is Halloween in New Orleans, and we're going to go get something to eat right now. And right now, we're going to play a commercial, and then we're going to be back. Headbangers Ball on location in New Orleans with Ozzy Osbourne. Riki Rachtman here. We're in the lovely courtyard of the Hotel Dupuis in New Orleans.
Dupuis or
Dupuis, something like that.
Some French name.
Something we don't know it. We're hanging out with Ozzy Osbourne. And you've been on the road for a while, and the tour.
A long while.
Long while.
40 months now.
Now, you're a family man. Do you miss the kids? Because on Headbangers Ball a while ago, we had you and your son Jack, who was a great kid.
It's coming to the wind up of the tour, and I've got to be honest with you. The crew that I've had on this tour have been nothing but the best. It's kind of grown into a second family, like everybody's, you know, like a family. It's going to be very sad when we play those 2 custom-made shows to say farewell for the last time. It's going to be real. I'm really trying to not count the days. Like I said to my wife earlier on this evening, what day is it? What month is it? And how long have I got to go? It's like my death sentence, you know. But as for this retirement thing, I don't know, man. I mean, my heart's on that stage. My heart's with them kids, you know. Yeah. And we do a segment in the show now that we go there. The craziest guy out there gets to go backstage, and they go crazy.
I want to talk about that in a little bit. Right now, let's play a video and we'll find out with Ozzy Osbourne. And something that you mentioned a little bit earlier was the person that's out there at the Ozzy show in the audience that gets the craziest.
Gets to come backstage.
Now you're inviting just so much madness out there. I mean,
you know, it's like they come to see me, but I go to see them, and you want to be looking. You know, we want to be on my end of the gig. You know, it's just like. It's like a bubbling inferno of madness. It's just wonderful. It's like this. That's what I get my kick out of. You know, the music kind of side of it is okay, but the fun that's created, and it's all in fun. Sometimes it gets a little bit out of hand, but in most cases, it's the bouncers that getting.
No, I'm sure they love when you say something like that.
They all go.
No, because Ozzy fans.
Like the other night, for instance, there was a guy walking on the rafters, and the promoter was coming to me saying, "Oh, okay, Ozzy, tell him he's the craziest and to come down and he can get backstage, please."
And people are looking at the guy up on the rafters, wondering how they can do better.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, now what happens once you get these crazy people backstage? These are the people you want backstage?
We do what we call a meet and greet off stage after the show, and I meet these guys, and they come in with their eyes bald, you know. They're all like, I mean, if you'd been standing through an Ozzy Osbourne concert 35 feet in the air, I think first you wonder, how the hell did I get up here? And secondly, how am I going to get down, you know? But they're kind of really revved up, you know. It's kind of the theatre of madness. It's insanity. It's wonderful. It's like it's just great. It's like the wildest party you've ever been to in your life.
Yeah. Also, we're going to talk a little bit more about the shows and some of the other stuff, the wild things that have happened on stage. As we're hanging out, kind of a special Halloween edition of the Headbangers Ball, hanging out with Ozzy Osbourne. And after this commercial, you're going to see video. We're here in New Orleans. Riki Rachtman with Ozzy Osbourne. We're at the Hotel Duke.
Truck stop food.
Shrimp.
Cajun
Eating
catfish.
some original Cajun food.
And jambalaya.
And got a question. You're doing a lot of traveling. You say you've been in the bus. I mean, just now you got off, what, a 17-hour bus ride?
Yeah, from El Paso to here.
So you must be eating all kinds of weird stuff.
No, I don't. In actual fact, I've got very healthy.
And look what we put in front of them, fried things.
Now and again, I'll go off the edge, you know. I have a bit of like greasy stuff. But all in all, I don't eat much meat. And I've become quite boring these days, apart from with my diet. But I don't like red meat anymore. I just don't like it.
You ever go a little like?
I mean, I like rats and whatever.
Laying off all the fowl. Sometimes you get real wild and bite the head off a chocolate rabbit or something.
It's not that I'm against killing animals. I just went off the thought of eating red meat. It's because of all the junk they put into it, you know. It's chemicals now. What am I on about chemicals? I am the chemical man, you know.
We're gonna partake in some of this stuff.
Yeah,
the little shrimp and catfish and gator and stuff that doesn't it make your mouth water? A big plate of jambalaya looks the same coming in as it does coming out. Anyway, we're here with Ozzy Osbourne. It's funny, you bring a camera crew here, you sit at a table, they bring you all this food.
I know, we're all supposed to be on diets because we're all in the entertainment field and we're not supposed to be eating food.
So when we're eating this shrimp, we're just doing it for you.
This is Nutra-food.
It's not really, it's all soy breaded shrimp and soy jambalaya.
See, the thing is, when we go, after the show, we all go into the bathroom and stick our fingers down our throats.
And then go have some grain.
Take some laxatives.
Actually, I think after we eat some of these things, we're not going to ever need laxatives.
No. That's what it looks like after the laxatives, and that's what it looks like before the laxatives.
Okay, figure this out. Before you eat it, after you eat it. And it still tastes like chicken. Anyway, so we're here on Halloween. Do you have any wild Halloween stories? I mean, are your kids going to be trick-or-treating?
Oh yeah, in England it's not such a big thing, but although now it's getting more popular. I mean, my kids are now in California, and they bought their pumpkins about 6 weeks ago. And I had from brief moments of going home, of making them monster faces, which I'm very good at, you know. three because it's my profession.
I'd like to have an authentic jack-o'-lantern carved by Ozzy Osbourne.
I have made a couple, you know. Mind you, the kids won't look at them. They remind me of, my mother-in-law.
A little bit too frightening. We're going to talk more about Halloween and more about Ozzy and a lot about this farewell show.
I'm sure these are false teeth, you know.
It's soy. Trust me, it's soy. Anyway, a little bit later, we're going to be playing Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare, which, God, that brings back memories for me. But right now, let's go into a video from Ozzy. Here is Mr. Tinker Train, and this is Ozzy. We're indulging in
I keep bringing us
Cajun
this food.
We just sit down and they bring us. And usually we wouldn't
start
be
this
eating,
hotel with the red light, and they bring you food for nothing.
which I would suggest. Anytime you come to New Orleans, stop by the Dupuis, bring a camera crew, because the service, when you walk in with a camera crew, the service is impeccable.
It's unbelievable.
We're talking a little bit about Halloween. What are your kids going to dress up as this year?
I think my daughter, my oldest daughter Amy's dressed as a 60s like bebop girl. My middle girl is dressed as a can-can girl. I think my son's dressed as a, I don't know, what's he into? RoboCop.
Mm-hmm. Do they have trick-or-treaters come up by your house ever? They don't really have trick-or-treaters as much as they used to.
No one comes to my house.
They say,
the exterminator don't come to my house.
They say, look, kids, you can go anywhere in the neighborhood, just stay away from Mr. Osborne's house. And any candy they're going to be looking at.
We have the local police people. They don't come here.
The alarm goes off. I'm not going anywhere by there. Well, we're going to be talking to Ozzy. There's about so much stuff we've got to talk about. But I can tell you, in a little bit, we're going to be playing a video from Alice Cooper. And I remember when I was a little kid, just to tell a real quick story, that I got to go see a dress rehearsal of Alice Cooper doing Welcome to My Nightmare. And because I got bad grades, my parents didn't let me go see Alice Cooper. And I was so heartbroken. But great guy. You know Alice.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest guys in rock and roll, man. If you're watching this, Alice, I love you, man. Good luck on your new project.
Right on. And right now, let's play a video from a band that everybody knows that I'm a big fan of. I'm just saying these nice things because we're talking about nice things. It's Halloween. Here's Suicidal Tendencies with Nobody. We're hanging out with Ozzy Osbourne. You know, we've been talking a lot about Halloween and the kids, and there is one question I gotta ask. Now, we've been hearing about the last shows in Costa Mesa, which I think is November 14th and 15th.
That's correct.
Now, everybody's saying, or there's rumors going around about a Sabbath reunion or something like that.
It sounds that when it comes out on the press, Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath are going to be performing at Costa Mesa, which we are in one respect, but we're not going to be playing as a band. However, look, on the second night of the show, a jam is not out of the question, depending on how I feel. But on each night, they will be doing their set with their band.
With Dio singing.
I don't know whether Dio's going to do it or not, or whoever's singing. I understand.
He's singing Sabbath now, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently he's refused to do the show because apparently I don't understand what the vibe is.
This is all stuff I
don't get involved in all
okay,
this.
okay.
My wife's the manager's politics, and I don't want to start slagging people. But all it is, they're doing their set, I'm doing my set, and on the second show, which is the final show, a jam is not out of the question, depending on how I feel and how it goes, how the evening goes. So that's it, folks. Don't you know? I mean, the way I heard it on the TV, if I'd have been a fan, I'd have thought, wow, they're going to reform and do a set as Black Sabbath. But that's not the way it's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I had thought too.
I know, that's the way it sounds, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But now, November, we're going to go to a commercial, then I want to come back and ask you, is this really Ozzy's last performance? We'll wait, we'll play a commercial, and everybody's looking at a bowl of turtle soup, and you will notice that this will never move. The level will never go down because I'm not going to eat it.
I ain't going to eat it.
So this would taste like turtle soup. It is turtle soup, but if you want to have turtle soup, you have it, but it ain't for me. Now, the question we have to ask, November 15th in Costa Mesa, I'm definitely going to be at that show. Is going to be the final Ozzy Osbourne performance. I mean, the way you talk about it, you've been having so much fun. It's like...
I put it this way. Can you honestly imagine Ozzy Osbourne peeling potatoes and walking the dog? I'd end up probably peeling the dog and walking the potatoes, man. I mean, it's been my life for the best part of it. You know, I've had a lot of ups and downs, but if I had to do it all again, as I said in my song, I'd do it all again. You know, it's been this has been a great life I've had, and I'm not going to make any promises, but I won't be away too long. I'll probably come crashing
Hey,
through the doors.
I've seen the Dam do farewell shows about 4 times, so.
I'll always be involved. Well, in actual fact, what I'm proposing to do is slow it down. I'm trying to, but it keeps getting longer and longer. But now I don't drink booze. I find it a lot easier, you know. And I think of all the years that I don't remember doing it, you know. Literally, I was a blackout drinker.
So a lot of this is almost like you've done
it's like I've started to do it for the first time. I mean, and here and now, I'm not preaching to people that it's wonderful to be sober, because if you out there like being stoned and sober, it's your business, it ain't mine. I mean, I'm not going to be one of these holy rollers and say, I'm the soberest man in rock and roll, because tomorrow I may be on the floor of a bar, I don't know. But if, you know, it's like, I personally, right here, right now, today, enjoy my life a lot more. And I look healthy, I keep fit, you know. I work out every day, man.
Yeah, you were telling me you were doing some sort of boxing bag.
I work out whether I'm going to get up or stay in bed.
Okay, here's one question. You have a brace on your knee, I mean, because I remember you did a tour a while back.
At the beginning of the tour, when we did the Theatre of Madness tour in Detroit, I did one of my usual frog leaps, and we didn't have a carpet on the stage, and it was wet, and I landed funny, and severed all the nerves up my knee, and I stopped the energy supply going to my sciatica knee, which caused drop foot and a hyperextended knee. So I have to wear this like Iron Man leg now. So it's you know, it'll get better.
Now we're going to be talking to Ozzy, and a little bit later in the show, we're going to be at Ozzy's concert, which is actually for us is tomorrow, but you just don't want to sit there and wait while we go to sleep. So in just a little bit, after some videos, we're going to be over at Ozzy's show, and we're going to check out all the festivities in New Orleans.
You can watch me box, man.
We'll watch him warm up and box. But right now, let's play a classic one. Here is
Can he walk and
He's just left the stage, which makes me want to remind you something. If you're going to any of the final Ozzy shows, make sure you show up early. You're going to get to check out Sepultura live, who is awesome. Alice in Chains is still playing some of the dates. And I know the last show, like for instance in Los Angeles, actually Costa Mesa, the 2 dates, Black Sabbath is the second show, as you heard me and Ozzy talking about a little earlier. So make sure you show up early so you can check out all the live bands. And then you get to look around and see people that look like this. Here's Alice in Chains with live footage of Ozzy Osbourne. And right in the background, they're setting up the stage. It's going to be a killer show. These are people in New Orleans. Wild people. This town, seriously, probably out of any town that we've ever been to in America, this is a town that seriously parties 24 hours a day. So when amateurs like myself come out here, by the third day, we're like, oh, take me home. Anyway, speaking of home, let's play a video from Ozzy. Here is Mama, I'm Coming Home from Ozzy Osbourne. So we said, let's do it in front of New Orleans, yeah! Let's hear it for the short hairs. Now I got one question. You want to go home? I heard New Orleans parties 24 hours a day. If that's true, I want to hear all the psychos say, Ozzy! And it's cold too. But it doesn't matter, my hair still looks the same. Let's hear it for Ozzy!
Sure.
Riki Rachtman!
The stuff I put up for you, the Headbangers Ball. We're gonna have fun.
Let's hear it for Riki, man! Come on!
You don't believe this is Ozzy's farewell tour, do you?
Trying to hear another tune, yeah?
Let's let him do another
You're gonna
song.
sing along with me,
We're gonna
huh?
go sit back there where it's a little bit warmer.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
We're gonna go to commercial. I'm gonna dry up. There'll be more Headbangers Ball coming from New Orleans with Ozzy Osbourne. With Ozzy Osbourne and Larry and Jennifer Kramer. Larry was the great contest winner, and you had a good time.
Had a great time.
Got to meet Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
We had a little chat before, and you know, they come from where? This is Jellystone Park or something.
Somewhere in Montana, right? And you won the trip over here to New Orleans. Like New Orleans?
Yep, it's a nice city.
You had a good time. Did you go out and see some of the places last night?
We went out to a
When I used to
few
drink
clubs.
this, when I used to drink this, was like party city for me. If you like drinking, but
I don't drink. It's still Party City.
I don't like to go out there because I get that old demon stuff popping up in my head.
But we also have another gift for you that I don't know if you remember, and Ozzy will present this to you.
Oh, it's the Paranoid finally went platinum, man.
No, this is the last one.
Yeah, this is No More Tears. Congratulations, you know.
And look, it even has your name on it, Larry. And this is yours for being the No More Tours.
How come you get one and I haven't got one?
Well, I
yet?
say they crossed off Ozzy Osbourne and wrote Larry Kramer on that
Oh,
one.
that's
So,
funny, like-
as soon as he's out of here, we'll take off Larry Kramer.
Even though he's not going to tour, if he's still going to make music.
To be honest with you, I don't think I can ever stop being involved in music because it's been the greatest thing, a gift that God ever given me. The audience is what I go for. And can you honestly imagine me being at home peeling potatoes and walking the dog? I'd probably end up peeling the dog and walking the potatoes in another week. So I'm just, I mean, what it really represents is for the last 20 odd years, I've been kind of like a mouse on a wheel, you know. I mean, doing tours, getting off tours, saying hi to the wife, going back into the writing. I mean, I'm a writer-holic. I just go home and I go, think of a melody. Oh, that sounds pretty good. And I was going to get a band or such together and work on it. But I'm already in the process. This is a secret now. I've halfway recorded yet another studio album whilst I've been on tour. It's turned out quite well. And after the tour's finished, I'm going to work on a live album which I've recorded. I'm going to mix that down. There's another follow-up to Don't Blame Me kind of type of vibe video.
Yeah, for those of you that have never seen that video, Don't Blame Me, I mean, definitely recommend it. It's a killer home video.
And I'm in the process of finishing off this studio album, which should be released like tomorrow if the record company have their way. But there'll be another studio album. But I'm just going to kind of kick back for a while, and because I've been working, if not with one band or another, if it wasn't Black Sabbath, with various members of musicians that I've had along the way. But my heart's up there, you know. It's like an old circus hand. It's like you know. It's like gets in your blood. So I get irritated when I'm home for the day and I do all my things and I get all my scrapbooks out and a week at home and I'm ready to commit suicide, you know. I mean, it's like I've got like wheels on my feet. I've got to keep traveling, you know. Like a hobo.
Well, we're going to play a video and we're going to come back talking to you. And one thing I want to remind you before we play this video is this Tuesday is Election Day. Get out there and vote. You've got some tough choices.
That's one thing I got to say, Riki, you know. It's election, so I'm not an American, but if you've got the right to vote, no matter if you vote the wrong person in, use that vote, because the vote is a very powerful thing. There's a lot of countries in this world that don't have that privilege. Use your vote. I don't care who you vote for. I'm not going to say vote for either one of them.
But you have no right to complain if you don't vote.
But if you vote for if you don't vote and somebody gets in there that you think's a jerk, don't blame them. You should blame yourself. Vote. You've got to vote, because you know. It's a gift, man. It's one of the things you guys in this country have. Use that vote. It's very important.
You may end up with a jerk anyway, but here's a video that I
vote for me, man.
know you're gonna dig.
Vote
this
for
is
me.
from COC, and COC just recently re-released this song with kind of an industrial dance mix, and it's killer. And you know that I love this band. Here is COC with Vote with a Bullet. I wasn't.
I love it.
You know what was the funniest thing is? There were several times that the security guards that you dumped a bucket of water directly on top of the security guards, and I expected them to turn around. They're just like, oh, and they were just like, yeah, man.
But you know
Ozzy
what?
dumped water
Do you know
on
why
me.
I do that? Because they're all like gorillas. And they want to go, I want to kill, like a pit bull, you know. And you like oh, it calms them down, you know. It cools them off.
Well, they seem like they were having. I mean, you. It's obvious that you're just having a great time on stage. I mean, you really love performing.
That's what I'm gonna. I mean, it's supposed to be my farewell tour. If you believe that, if you believe I'm gonna be farewelling for forever, then I'll be probably. I think my wife's already booked the next tour. It starts January the 1st. No, I don't know. I know for a fact that I won't be able to keep away in one shape or way or form for too long.
There's one thing I want to talk about real quick that we haven't talked about, and that's the court case. But we're gonna go to a commercial, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about that more. Hanging out in New Orleans with.
My records are sold all over the world, and how come nobody else anywhere else has put a lawsuit in any other of the countries? I think a lot of the problems stem at home. I think. In especially California, they sue people for looking at them the wrong way. It's kind of like, I mean, if God forbid I went home and I found one of my kids dead, the last thing I would do is like, it was that record. Plus the fact, if I think, as a parent, if I think there's something that my kids are either watching or listening to is damaging them to them, I turn the damn thing off, you know. And if my kid starts to act weird, my wife or I will say, are you okay, Amy? If you have a problem, you know. I mean, I think parents should start being friends with their kids, you know. I mean, so many people have kids and that's it, just have kids. They're part of your family, and it's not my fault. But I also would like to add that I'm very, very sorry for, you know, but it ain't my fault, you know. It's, you know, and I hope that everyone has finally let this go to rest. And I do really sincerely feel sorry for the parents. But hey, folks, it ain't my fault, babe.
And I want to end this just on a kind of happy note, just to change the subject. Seriously, when we do a year-end special in January, getting the water thrown up on stage was probably one of the best times I've had. I mean, I had a great time, and always we've done shows with you.
It was planned by
we've
your
done
friends.
shows. Oh, yeah, I'll bet. I can tell they really twisted your guys' arms to do it. But every time we've done a show with you, it's been one of the most fun, I know, for the crew at MTV and everybody, your whole team.
It's just, you know, the thing about it is there's too many people in rock and roll take it too damn serious, and rock and roll is basically one word, fun, you know. And it's like, you know, I go on stage on time, you know, I mean, the kid, what I always remember is the fact of the time when I never had no dough, and I would have given my right arm to meet a Beatle or whatever. When I was a Beatle, I'm a big Beatle fan, and I think to have respect for your audience is what I do. I mean, I really respect and love every one of them guys, and it's like, when I hear about these different people that keep the audience waiting for 5 hours, I'd ask for my money back, man. I mean, it's not professional. It's not. You're doing the serve. You go on at 9. You go on at 9. I mean, some nights I go on and I don't feel like going on, but I go on. You know, it's a job. It's what I do. They pay to see me, and so I do the best I can. Some nights is good. Some nights ain't so good, but I do the best that I can on that night.
Well, believe me, the people out there are having a blast. And November 14th and 15th are the final shows of this tour, and it'll be at Costa Mesa. I will be there for both of those shows, and you'll probably be there too. I think we'll drag you along. Come along for the party. Thanks again.
I hate that thing, the last one. I mean, it's gonna be, it's gonna be weird. It's like I'm really.
November 14th and 15th is the last tour of November this year. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that. The Farewell November '92 tour. Thanks again. We had a great time.
All right. God bless you,
and
Riki.
Always a pleasure. And stick around. More Headbangers Ball from New Orleans. This is Ministry, NWO.
Probably one of my highlights of my entire life. When we do the year-end show at the very ending of the year, that's definitely going to be at the top of the list. Had a great time in New Orleans. Want to thank the New Orleans Police Department and everybody in Ozzy's band, everybody from the record label, Sharon, Tony, all the people from MTV that let me do this. And seriously, these people in New Orleans are very, very cool. I had a great time. A lot of states kick butt and rock and roll, but New Orleans rocks! Anyway, next week we will be in Miami with Megadeth. Miami, let's see if you can do what New Orleans did. I had a great time with these people. Because of you, I'll be up for days. Remember to keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the goal. Bye!